Hey, it's Buddy Lee. Welcome to my channel. In this video, we're looking at War Number 4, Season 33, and we're going up against SAS this time. And for this one, I'm bringing Tigra, Kitty, and Human Torch. I'll be taking Path 2 in Section 1 here, so we boost up in preparation to take our Human Torch up against Maw. I use a big 30% 6-hour boost, and since our BG usually rolls through things pretty quickly, it should last the entire war. So this Maw has Strike Counter, Fury, and Power Struggle. It shouldn't be a big issue for Torch, but we want to play that Strike Counter just in case we get a degen on us. So we just want to look for reparry and knock Maw down, and place those Nova Flames to melt him down. One thing that I didn't realize is that Maw reduces my power gain by 60% when focusing. So when we get him to a bar of power, I'm ready to throw SP1 and I don't get a full bar from the power struggle. This changes the way I saw the fight going in my head, and we push him to an SP2 and throw off our SP1 to stop the passive Furies from stacking. Now we block an SP2 and land a few more hits and Maw goes down. So I learned something from this fight that I'll have to keep in mind for the future. Next up is Thing with that same Strike Counter Fury node, but he also has Brute Force and Power Focus 1. Easy matchup for Tigra. That fight went well, and it's light work for Tigra. Now we have ManThing on node 20, and I think I'll be taking this fight from now on since it went so well last war. So I've been baiting and countering ManThing's heavy attack to get to my SP2, which works, but the heavy counter from Tigra needs to be very quick, and this leads me to making a little mistake in this fight. I anticipated the heavy here, and ManThing didn't actually throw it. Tigra's heavy lands, but he resists both hits. Luckily, we didn't get punished here. That SP2 did a ton of damage, and the Rupture ticks him down the rest of the way. This next fight against Footloose Nick Fury was a new assignment for me, and the first fight that I'm going to be taking since I took my Kitty to rank 4. I was a little nervous about the fight, so I did a lot of planning and duels to make sure my strategy was sound. I start with a parry and a combo to get myself to 3 prowess so I can start phasing. Now I phase into his SP1. He had 5 tactical charges, but 1 fell off and the rest of his SP1 missed, and this worked out in a way as it dealt a bunch of damage to Fury. We did lose our prowess though, so I need to get 3 back. We throw our SP3, and I was trying to do it phased, but he dashed at me and prevented the phase, so we won't get the extra long phase afterwards. The phase was still long enough for us to dash in at this SP1 though, and we have a lot of power after our SP3 due to our mutant power boost and taking the SP1 into our phase. This time I get the SP3 off while phased, so we'll have a long one after to miss his SP1 when he throws it. Now I don't have prowess again to phase into the SP1, so I try to push him to SP2 so I can dex it. So we get this fight down with 100% health, and it wasn't a super quick fight, but it did feel very safe. Now on to section 2, pass 6 against Airwalker. Easy fight, and Airwalker has an SP1 that I find myself getting caught with sometimes when I try to dex it, but it's an easy miss counter for Tigra. We land a combo or two to start and bait an SP1 to counter. Then another heavy into one more SP1 counter, and then Tigra finishes with an SP2. Next is Apoc, and he gets placed here a lot since he'll go unblockable on specials if you block any of his special hits. Tigra doesn't need to block any, so it's basically a normal Tigra fight besides the hard knock life node. We get off a nice SP2 and then follow it with an SP1. This almost takes him out, but not quite. However, the rupture damage finishes the job. Now we can go right into the Nimrod boss fight since my teammates have done a great job clearing the mini boss island. We start out baiting heavy and use a double light for spacing before countering with our heavy. Now we dash in and miscounter the SP1, and this gets us to our first SP2. At this point, we're basically just going to be missing the SP1s and heavy spamming. He's almost dead, so I launch the SP1 and the fight is over. That was a nice, clean Nimrod boss solo. So that was another deathless war for me with the boss solo, and it's been a great start to the season. So let's look at the overall results, and we did win this matchup against SAS 11-6. Well, that's going to do it for this video. If you liked it, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.